Hello. Welcome to Action Rock Corner. I'm your host, Dr. May. And today we're talking about last year's Hawkwind album, Stories from Time and Space. And one of the favorites from last year. And who doesn't love Hawkwind? Everybody loves Hawkwind. Sex Pistols loves Hawkwind. They cover Silver Machine in their set, at least in recent years. Eric Clapton sat in with Hawkwind a few years ago. Not just one song, half hour. Even on a Lemmy ridden Hawkwind song. Find that on YouTube. Dave Brock and Eric Clapton would busk together, as the kids say. Or older people used to say busk. And, this record is a fine example of Hawkwind. Soundscapes, lyrics, science fiction based, but of course, like all good science fiction, it's talking about our current condition, of course. And of course, Dave is talking about his current condition, being 83 years old. And he's being reflective, thinking about end of days. So it's subtle, it's there, but it's great, as Hawkwind always is. There's some not so great Hawkwind, but most any Hawkwind, and Lord knows there's a lot of Hawkwind, is a really good time spent when you're in the mood just to relax, listen to some synths, touch a guitar, maybe even a touch of sax from Nick Turner. And if you're seeing it live, the laser show. Never get to see Hawkwind itself. Got to see Nick Turner doing Hawkwind just before he passed away. Great show here in Cleveland. Nice, small, intimate show. So, this is a really good album. Find it here on YouTube. And also it has Magnus Martin writing some songs and performing with Dave. So basically it's those two partnering to produce this record. And along with other folks, Rick. Is it Rick? Chudrick, right? I'm going to cheat and open it. Nah, it doesn't tell me. So, allow me to riff. Hawkwind, when I first heard of Hawkwind, was in college. It was there in college. There are Hawkwind sections. If you're in a record store, if they don't have a Hawkwind section, bad store. Doesn't matter what they think they are. Oh, we're industrial. There should be Hawkwind. We're punk. Hawkwind is considered proto-punk in some of its music. Prog. There's prog in there. And it's still good. What else? Hard rock? Lemmy. Lemmy was in the band. That's where Lemmy got fired. And he goes, screw you, and he forms Motorhead. But don't expect Motorhead. It's not. Hawkwind is hardly Motorhead. No way. Lemmy got fired for being on the wrong drugs in Hawkwind. There's some drugs in Hawkwind. And I'm wearing a Grateful Dead shirt while doing this because I always felt that the Grateful Dead should have sounded like Hawkwind. Of course, it doesn't. Grateful Dead is bluegrass, jazz, whatever it is. That's where it started, was bluegrass. Now Hawkwind. Hawkwind was just good rock and roll, but then they found those synthesizers and, found some science fiction writers like Michael Moorcock, and then they really started the trip. So, so where did I learn about Hawkwind? It was just there. It's always there in the used record section, always there in the nude section. And of course I found one, heard it. Cool stuff. And all these, they formed in 1969. They've been going on 56 years now. And there is a new Hawkwind studio album coming up in the near future, reports say. What else am I supposed to write? Well, just one last warning about, well, not warning, but just to clarify for this record, it has a Martin sound, which is a little bit 2024. Just a warning in case you need it, but it just makes it different. Different is good. Don't want the same Hawkwind. And there's a lot of Hawkwind. After 56 years, there's a lot of... I got a shelf of Hawkwind, and it's going to burst out into a second shelf in the near future with them and the related bands. Orchestral. It's not Hawkwind, it's orchestral. Some alumni of Hawkwind doing this. Also from the orchestral camp, you get pre-med. Orchestral presents pre-med. That would be reviewed in the near future. Alan Davies' Psychedelic Warlords. Alan Davies is another, alumni of Hawkwind. This is excuse me for covering up what it is. As you see there, it's a live recording of them covering Robert Galvert's, a former singer of Hawkwind. Robert Galvert's, okay, I don't have it in front of me. Captain Lockheed and the Starfighters doing that record live. Pretty cool to do very much a cult record. Cult. Boy, howdy, we're talking cult. I know a lot of you've got Robert Galford. Maybe not. And then he's covering Robert Galford. And then, it's great. And of course, how can I forget? This is not the one from last year. I don't have it physically. But Hawklords, more alumni. Nick Turner was in this band, and other alumni passed through this band. And Dave Brock has permitted the alumni to adopt the name Hawklords, which Hawkwind also used back in the day. But you get new space rock through here in Hawklords. So, ton of Hawkwind. This is pretty much the last of the classic 70s Hawkwind that I got. Warriors on the Edge of Time. Did I get it right? I did it right. Edge of Time. I did it right. I just love this cover. don't you? Is that a cover? Is your TV, is my phone giving you the real color of this? This is a trip. Just look at the cover, let alone listen to the music. And of course, as I mentioned Nick Turner before, Nick Turner's solo material, there's a lot of it. And bands that he was in, inner city units, and so on. And Hawkwind was doing 6-7 albums a year. There's I think, or I thought, I looked at complete lists of Hawkwind, and then I'll go to the store, and there's more used Hawkwind, and it'd be some title, some compilation, not listed. There's Hawkwind all over the place, and you should hear some of it, and you'd be better for it. Like I said, everyone does love Hawkwind. And you want to hear more space rock other than Hawkwind, because I tend to stay within the Hawkwind family. But there are other bands doing space rock. I'm all dull too. It's another one to find doing space rock, German collective. But there's so much more. And you wonder, where is it? Where's the reissues? Where's the new stuff? I recommend another YouTube channel, Sea of Tranquility. Go there. Pete Bardo, the host, he regularly reviews new space rock albums, more than I'm going to. Because we're action rock. But Pete, it's more prog and extreme metal, like we're not. But he also does space rock. So look through his reviews, and he will tell you, hey, this is space rock. Check it out. Check those out. If he says it's space rock, go and check that out. Also, every Friday, he's been having some family issues. But hopefully, tomorrow's Friday. Or I'm doing this late. Today is Friday. But every Friday, he does a show with Ken Golden, a show called Professor's Picks on Sea of Tranquility. Ken runs a label and an online store for mostly imported CDs. A lot of extreme metal, a lot of prog. I like to listen to people talk about their prog records, but hearing it, sorry. Prog, good prog, great prog is, of course, is great music. Anything of a genre that is the best of it, if you can't like that, your mind's closed. You shouldn't have a closed mind. Open up your ears, open up your head. Listen to reggae, the best of reggae. Listen to the best of prog. Listen to the best of ska or whatever. But when you're listening to the mediocre of whatever we're talking about, and you go, you don't like it then. If you're listening to the mediocre or the above average and you don't care for it, you don't like the genre. But if you like the best of it, well, you're supposed to. So anyways, on Fridays, Professor's Picks, a Sea of Tranquility, and often there's one or two at least space rock offers saying that's coming in from overseas. It's where you can find new space rock, is over there. And I highly recommend that if that's your thing. And, well, I prefer action rock. I prefer getting my heart rate going and running through a wall. Well, not that I can run through a wall anymore, but I like getting into the mood to do it once in a while. Hawkwind isn't good for that. Hawkwind is soundscapes and being trippy. And being trippy is, everyone is in the mood to be trippy once in a while, at least. So, go here on YouTube, find some Hawkwind and find, okay, I buried it, this. Stories from Space and Time. And you also will find, I don't know if it's complete, my copies right at the store, hopefully. Hawkwind live at the Royal Albert Hall. A long way from those hippie free jam things that Hawkwind would play at in the early 70s and late 60s. The Royal Albert Hall. Come a long way, Dave Brock. So, that's what I got for you. Remember, you like this, like it, subscribe, leave a comment, hit the notification bell whenever I get around to posting a new one, and come back for the best in action rock, garage rock, and classic and legacy bands that inspired action rock. So until soon, this is your Dr. May of Rock, describing fresh rock for you, and we'll see you soon. Go out there and have fun.